No, don't do that, baby. Fire me, handcuff me. I really could have beat her motherfucking ass and went to work the next day and could have been fine. But she's an old bitter. I haven't seen a story time about the psychotic prison mom who tried to get me fired, who is now in jail for fraud, bitch. Our principal hated me, okay? Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way.
If you're looking for a winner, looking for a 10, looking for supreme, looking for a queen, just roll with me. If you're looking for a winner, looking for a 10, looking for supreme.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another day with Shay. If you're new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But if you're part of the Greenwood gang, what to do? How are you, boo-boo? Okay y'all, so today I am back with another story time. Kind of, I don't know whether to call it story time, but this is going to be about my student teaching experience because it was literally a fucking joke. Cheers. I know what y'all thinking. Let me scoot back so y'all can see my wig. I know what y'all thinking. She all damn, wait. This lady always has a drink when she's filming a YouTube video. But one thing about it, when it comes to a drink, I'ma have it. Okay? Thank you. Alright, y'all. I be trying to see how people be filming so close up. I be wanting y'all to see like all the cute aesthetics. Like I got my fireplace going, the little grass over here, like, you know what I mean? Okay, let me hurry up because my camera ain't got much life. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna take y'all back to when I was student teaching because it was like absolutely horrible, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone from teaching, although you should highly reconsider. Okay, I'm not here to tell you don't go into teaching. I'm just trying to keep it real and raw because I looked for videos like this when I was in college, like my junior and senior year. I was looking for like student teacher advice, tips, and like what people's experience was like, and like most people sugarcoated it, and baby I ain't here for none of that, period. Okay, so let's get into it. Our principal hated me. Okay, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Okay, this lady hated me. We're gonna call her, we're actually not gonna call her anything, okay, because it doesn't matter. I was at this school for about a year. I was there for quite a while. I love the school, I love the district, I love the kids. Like, those were probably the best group of kids I had ever, looking back, it's probably the best, my favorite group of kids that I've ever come across, except for that one little who pulled my hair and were humble. That's another story. It's already up on my channel, but if you want to know about that, go watch it, okay? Anyways, my student experience was a joke, and we're going to start off from the very first day. So, you know, I was in second grade. I loved second grade. I loved the teacher I was with. Shout out to Miss Branson, period. But I loved the teacher I was with and the grade, because like second grade, they're what do you call it, they're very independent. They want to please you, but I don't know, I just love second grade. I love second grade. So I had got into it. If y'all haven't seen the story time about the psychotic prison mom who tried to get me fired, who is now in jail for fraud, bitch, karma is a bitch. If you haven't seen that story time, go check it out. But after that whole experience, like this lady almost getting me fired, I had to move. Well, I didn't have to move because her daughter ended up moving to another school after the situation happened, and even if she didn't move to another school, she would be in third grade. So my principal hated me. She hated me, okay? She was very vindictive, very calculated, she was the type of principal, she would literally walk past you in the morning and not say. I have a business now. If y'all don't know, I'm the owner of The Main Attraction. We sell all natural hair care, skin care, body care things. The website will be on the screen, and every single morning, don't matter if I'm in a bad mood or not, I speak to all of my employees, because first of all, they don't have to be there. Second of all, I wouldn't have anything if it, like, I wouldn't be able to do all that I do without them. So I appreciate the people who work for me. This bitch, she would speak, sometimes I can count on maybe like 2 or 3 fingers how many times she spoke to me. So she was very hostile style lady. She was afraid of the superintendent. They were afraid of the school board. She was afraid of the school board members, which the kid's mother who I got into it with, she was on the school board. I had a lot of history with this school, okay? And I just wasn't going for none of that. Like, I had a lot of history with this school. But if you go watch my videos, y'all, I swear it was not my fault. Some of it maybe, but not, no. This lady, y'all, she disliked me so bad because I kept getting in trouble. What is trouble anyway? But I kept getting in trouble with like this one parent, that psychotic prison mom. I kept getting in trouble like with her. Like we kept getting into it. And mind you, I knew the psychotic prison mom like school, so I really could have beat her motherfucking ass and went to work the next day and could have been fine. But she's an old bitch. She's an old bitter bitch. So I guess she didn't want to square, but she could have seen her sister. Cause I would have beat her too. I'm sorry. Y'all, my camera finna die. Let me charge my camera real quick and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, I think I'm back. I think I got a little battery. I hope y'all can, let me scoot y'all up a little bit. Hold on. I'm so sick of this shit. Excuse my language, guys. I have a mouth of a sailor. Okay, so back to the motherfucker who, I'm sorry. Back to the lady. Like after all that happened, she ended up telling me, well, actually I found out, it had been rumors because she was clicked up with these teachers from an upper grade who really didn't even like her, but they were like buddy or whatever. So she was telling them that, okay, hey, I'm gonna move LaShay to kindergarten. Y'all, I've said since the time I've got there that if I ever go to kindergarten, I was gonna cry every single day of my life. I didn't want to go to kindergarten. I didn't want to go to kindergarten at all. Like I didn't want to do it. I think it was the assistant principal at the time who asked me like, how would you feel if we moved you to kindergarten? I said, no, don't do that, baby. Fire me, handcuff me. Why am I? You ain't even, don't put me in kindergarten. Guess what she do? So we have orientation like a few days before the kids come. You know, the teachers all go back. We have orientation for like 3 days. On the first day, we all get our schedule of like who the teachers, what grades they'll be in, and who their teacher's assistant, student teacher would be. I looked at this paper. Why am I in kindergarten? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the real raw uncut version of this. Davis, if you watching, I love you, like, but I'm gonna give y'all the full teaching experience from me. So she ended up putting me with a teacher who at the time, like, she was, before I went to her class, I heard, you know, we would speak to each other, we were real cool or whatever, we would crack a few jokes, but she was very what's the word, like aggressive with how she talks. Like she don't care about hurting people's feelings, none of that. So I already knew it was gonna be a problem. I did not want to be in her classroom at first. I ain't gonna even lie, I ain't gonna even hold y'all up. I didn't want to be in kindergarten. I sure enough didn't want to be in her class. Davis, if you watching this, I'm sorry. Like right now, y'all, we're still cool, we still talk to this day, and I haven't been at that school in years, okay? But that's just what it was. Like I did not want to do that. So I remember the very first thing that like threw me over the edge, and I was already like, once I seen that, I had attitude the rest of the day, like for the rest of the fucking semester, okay, until I quit. So the very first thing, like after she told us what assignment would be, like literally that same day, I don't know if I had an attitude already because I was already aggravated that I had to go to kindergarten, but we ended up going to all the teachers. After you do orientation, you go set up your classrooms. So it's towards the end of the day, and I'm helping her set up. She telling me what she want me to do, and I'm like doing stuff. Baby, TAs deserve a pay raise with the teachers, okay? But Davis, which was the teacher that I ended up being with, I think that she was, some people had told me that she was like kind of talking about me after that. Like once she realized that we were together, she didn't want me to be in her classroom. And so I'm already like, you know, side-eyeing her, like, you know, wow, we got to go through this whole semester and we don't want to be in a room together. Now, mind you, it'll be different for you, of course, if you're going to a new school, you don't know any of the teachers, you don't have any history, you've never gotten in trouble. Like, if you're a goodie, like, if you're a new teacher who's student teaching, this will not be your experience. I'm just telling you mine, because it was fucking horrible. So, I think it was the first or second day. She would tell me what she wanted me to do, but I can tell, like, she didn't want me to be in a room. You know how you go somewhere and like you just know people don't want you there, or they don't want to be around you, or like, you know, that's how it was, and that's what I took it. Like she didn't want me there. She barely talked to me. She only talked to me when she needed me to do something for her. Like me and it was strange to me because I came from a second grade teacher. Like me and that teacher were super like we were really close. We went out to eat together. Like we talked about our personal lives with each other. Like me and her were super close. From going to somebody that I'm comfortable with and I love to somebody who doesn't even want me in their classroom. And she didn't want me in my classroom because she heard about all the stuff that that had gone on with the previous parent. And she was pretty close to the principal too. So, you know, the principal like, okay, I need you to get her straight. I need you to make sure she's on the right track or stuff like that. So I know that she felt like she had one of the, you know how you know a bad kid finna come to your class? That's how I felt she was with me. Like, she knew I was finna come to her class and I was just like one of them kids that all the teachers been warning her about. Anyway, on this particular day, I was cutting some laminating paper like to hang the signs up, the ABCs or whatever. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. She wasn't even in the room, but I was cutting and I was just cutting it and I was just letting it fall on the floor because I have to sweep anyway. Like this room is a mess. We have to sweep anyway. So I was just cutting. I was letting it fall on the floor and she comes in. She's saying to me, "Oh no, what do you think you're doing? Pick it up off my floor right now. You're not going to be doing that in my classroom." And then she walked out and she goes to get two other teachers, like another teacher and a TA from across the room. She brings them in and you don't even understand the humiliation. Like, I feel like if you're genuinely trying to help somebody, you wouldn't do that. Like, you just, there's certain things that you do. I would never do my student teacher like that, especially if she already been having a hard time. I don't know. But she ended up going to them, bringing them, "Look at what this girl doing back here. She'll be cutting the paper and letting it fall on the floor." And that was one of the, I remember telling her, I know we got into it. I was like, you ain't gonna be talking to me no any kind of way. I don't know who you think you is, but I'm here to do my job and you ain't gonna be talking to me crazy. You know, because I'm trying not to get fired, because if I get fired, then I would not graduate. Like I was on an online program. I decided to move back home my senior year. And I was on an online program, so I couldn't lose my job or else I couldn't go to school. Because I had to work as a teacher's assistant. I had to student teach. But I was just like, I don't know who you talking to, but you ain't talking to me like that. Like, you ain't gonna talk to me no any type of way. I was gonna get it up. Like, I'm not gonna just leave the paper on the floor. She was like, "No, you should have got it up as you were going, and you should have put the trash can over there and this and that." And I'm like, it's a whole lot. So to me, that was just like she tried to do that to humiliate me. Like, to me, I'd be like with my employees, I'd be like, you know, why don't you do this? It'll help you move faster. You will have less cleanup. It just works better if you do it this way. But even with that, I rarely do that because people find their own systems and ways of doing things, and as long as the job is done, I don't understand what the problem is. So for me, I've ran my business for a long time by myself and I hired help. So for my employees, like, even if they don't do it the way I do it, as long as they get the job done, it doesn't matter. As long as I was cutting the motherfucking numbers and ABCs and cleaned up after myself, why should it matter? But I guess she didn't want to look at me do it that way, or she had OCD, I don't know. But that was the very first straw. And so after that, me and her, we didn't talk. Well, actually, after that, she ended up the same day reporting me to my principal. So my principal called me in, this stupid bitch. She calls me and she was like, "What's your issue? Davis told me what happened and yada yada yada. We're not gonna have any issues this year, blah blah blah." And I'm just looking like, I hope somebody come punch this bitch in the back of her head. Like, I'm dead serious with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me stop. I'm trying not to be ugly, but this lady gave me hell, y'all. When I say she gave me hell, hot water, she didn't believe nothing I said, like anything I did. She's just, I don't know how she's still a principal. I ended up filing a grievance against her. And if you want to know more about that story time, I will definitely do that. But she was literally the principal from hell. I had to report her to central office. It got that bad. Because don't fuck with me. Because one thing about it, I'm going to sue you. Teachers, make sure you get the NAACP, whatever it's called. I'm going to try to find information, give it to y'all in inbox. Make sure y'all lawyer it up. Okay? But anyways, after that, she called me and she asked me what went on and like, yada yada yada. She was like, "I hope we don't have any issues this year." Like, I hope we don't either. Who want to have issues? Like, I'm just trying to make it out, bro. Whatever. So after that, me and my student teacher, we after that, I feel like the next day she tried to come in and have like a better attitude. We talked it out. She was like, you know, I don't want us to, you know, be weird or have any type of animosity. And it's just like, yeah, but you can't talk to me any kind of way, because I mean, I understand how you may have talked to your past TAs, but I'm just not them. I literally walk out and go home, and I really can't do that because I'm trying to graduate. So I was put in a tough situation. So that was one of the things that really made me upset with student teaching. On top of being in kindergarten, y'all, I was so depressed teaching kindergarten, because to me they were babies. Like the first week of school, I hated it. It made me not want kids, y'all. It was that bad. The first week you got 10 kids crying for their mama because they ain't never been away from their parents before. They pee on themselves. You have to tie their dirty, wet shoelaces. I feel like I'm babysitting. They don't know any of the fundamentals. You have to teach them from scratch. It was just, it wasn't for me. I was sad. I was depressed. Now, I know there's some, I feel like people who teach kindergarten, they have a special place in heaven, okay? Okay? They're God sent. I just wasn't that type of teacher. Y'all can see from my TikTok content, if y'all follow me from TikTok, I'm with the big boys, okay? I'm for middle school, high school kids, because I don't want to baby nobody. I ain't got my own kids yet. That makes me not want to have kids. Okay? So, no. I literally, when I tell you, I cried every day for 3-4 months straight. What month? August, September, October. October, I know things start to get better, because October is my favorite month. And I feel like even if I'm sad, if I walk outside and it's fall, it's just something about October. It just makes me so happy. So around that time, I started to feel better, but I was still crying occasionally. But the first 2 months, baby, it was rough. I cried every day. Kids were using the bathroom on themselves. It was just a lot. Like, it was a lot. But, you know, my student, let me go back to my student teacher, because I know she probably watching this video. She watched my videos. She ended up helping me so much. Like, she knew I had a phobia for like bathrooms, and still to this day I had quit so many jobs because I ain't clean no bathrooms. But I have a phobia of bathrooms and toilets, so she knew that. So anytime the kids would go in there and use it or need to be mopped or cleaned, she would do that. And I really appreciated that, because she could have made me do that, you know. So I appreciate that. Any of the also when I was student teaching, she was very helpful, like with me. Oh, you should do a video on this, or you should teach it this way. And she would also help me as I was student teacher, because my professor had to come in and observe me, and she was very helpful. She was like walking around passing out the papers. Like the roles were reversed at some point. I think that happened around the end of October. You know, you let the teacher teach, you sit back and watch them for the first few months, and then after that you slowly take over the classroom. And I feel like it got better once I started taking over the classroom, because I felt like I had like a new found freedom, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that was positive that happened. She was very helpful with student teaching. Even in my videos, I would have to send in videos, and she would help me like, okay, Shay, you can edit this part out, but you need to say this, you need to talk about this and tell why this is beneficial. She was very helpful, like very helpful. And I know everything happened for a reason, and I ended up going to kindergarten. It was a blessing in disguise, y'all. By the time I left, I missed them. I cried so hard. The video is still up on my channel. It's called The Last Day of Teaching or something, like leaving kindergarten. I did a blog with them, so if you're interested, you can go check that out. But I ended up falling in love with those kids. They were like my babies, especially certain ones. Like, I love them so much, y'all. So we cried like a baby, you know, the last week or so, especially the last day of student teaching. But yeah, y'all, it opened my eyes to show me what teaching would really be like. The micromanagement, the principal coming in, you know, every freaking day to observe you, which I'm gonna make a video on why teachers quit, on why teachers are quitting, the great resignation, whatever you want to call it. I'm making a video on that soon, because it's real, and there's so many reasons why people are quitting. I got to find out, so I learned so much about data, but even with the data, I didn't have to do what do you call it? It's a whole lot. After that, like, I don't know, there were certain things that I hated so much with kindergarten. Like, you know, you gotta type in their lunch number, you gotta clean up after them. With the bigger kids, you didn't have to do that. I hated that. You know how they get up and you gotta wash the table? Like with the older kids, second grade, they wipe the table, they still, baby. Kindergarten, they can't do that. You gotta sweep up behind them. It was just a lot of extra work. I think kindergarten teachers should be paid the most out of everybody, if you ask me personally, because it's a lot you got to do, baby. It's a lot of babying. It made me not want to be a parent. I'm good now, y'all. I want my 5 kids again, but back then I didn't want them. yeah, y'all, it was a lot of stress, because on top of student teaching, you have to do your work. Like, to me it wasn't bad because I'm an online learner. I love teaching. I mean, I love going to school online. Like, it's the best thing I could have ever done. So, because you know, you can finish everything early, you don't have to. I just love online learning, period. So but doing that on top of, you know, teaching a class, prepping work for them to do, which I will say my teacher helped a lot with it. Like, the whole kindergarten team in general, they had it set, baby. This what you're teaching today, this what you're teaching tomorrow, this what you're gonna teach next week. So it kind of was unrealistic to me. I was in shock when I had to teach myself, because my student teacher wasn't there to show me, okay, you're gonna teach this day, this tomorrow, this next week. I had to find it out for myself, whereas she laid everything out for me, you know, the pace that we needed to be going to help them advance to the 1st grade. So that was different. Make sure that y'all do, if you're really into teaching and you really want to be a teacher, good luck to you. It was rough out here in these streets, baby. Yeah, y'all, I don't know. But that's it for this video. Let me know if you think, what you think. If you are a teacher, or if you've ever student taught, if you plan on student teaching, let me know your thoughts, comments, and down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what grade you teach, or if you want to go into teaching, what grade you plan to teach. As I always say, you could have been anywhere but you chose to be here with me, and for that I thank you. Always remember to take it easy and love yours, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.